The sessions are recorded?
Yes. Just started. Sorry.
Not a problem. So now maybe we can even stop recording because they are going to be there in 5 minutes. And if you can do the pause.
Yes, it's in pause now.
Back. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed this speed networking moment. And hopefully you are going to put in different rooms this time with different people. And I hope you can enjoy again the conversation. So let's hope everybody comes and we'll get into our second round. Is that everybody in here?
No.
No, not yet. They are coming. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
so beautiful to see you all. I'll just ask, because some of you might didn't hear about the introduction. We did a little landing exercise in which we invited you to put your first name, rename yourself, put your first name, your spirit animal, and the place where you are landed. So for those who haven't done it yet, please do it. And I will ask Rengin to do for the second time, a second round for people to do your speed networking, fast and furious. So why are you here? Expectations for today, and how can I contribute for this group, for this discussion today? More 4 or 5 minutes, second round. See you. Enjoy the conversation and listen very carefully.
So you still have 1 minute to finish.
Sorry? There's someone called iPhone. Maybe you can.
All you need to do to join the breakout rooms is saying okay or clicking on join button on your screen.
I think maybe you can stop recording because we are now here alone. Welcome back. Bogdan, so good to see you. And Jack Rabbit. Oh my God, we have it all.
Excuse me, Rita, we were 8 in our room.
Oh God, how could that be? 8?
No way to finish.
No way, no way.
Wow.
What have you done? Did you improvise?
No, just 3 people hadn't the chance to speak, and it's not fair.
So, do you want 10 or 11 groups? Rita,
Organize yourselves, but we'll ringing. Okay, so now we have even more people joining. Hope we can do this now for the third round. So let's put shorter groups, Rangin, if you can, not more than 4 or 5. Okay, and let's go for the third round. I'll just recap because some of you might haven't been here before. The idea is for a speed networking. Why are you here? What's your expectations for this session? And how can you contribute to this conversation? So just a few minutes for you to finish working. So let's go to the breakouts, enjoy the conversation, and please accelerate. Enjoy the conversation. And please accept the invitation that Rangin is sending you. You can take a few minutes because we are 44. So now, welcome back. So this was our first moment, and just I'd like you to share with us, how was it? How was this moment? How did you feel? What were your thoughts? 1 or 2 words, please go into the chat and complete. I was on mute, sorry. I was inviting you to go into the chat and complete the sentence. This moment was, what I felt was, so how was this moment for you? This connecting moment, how was it? 1 or 2 words. What did you feel? Feel, thought, energized, open, warm, pleasant, so the short, exciting, yeah. It's so important not to lose the connection, even when we are communicating digitally. So digital has, of course, some constraints, but still we can be connected. Yes, so thank you very much for joining us into this moment. And let's move on into the next session. So now we are going to enter into a deep conversation. And what is a good conversation? We are now having a moment of a conversation cafe. So I hope you all have cafe or water or whatever you want to drink. Enjoy the moment. And we have some rules. So we are going to split you in groups of 5, and we are going to talk about on how can I facilitate constructive communication, not only into groups, in pairs with my peers. So how can I be a promoter of a constructive facilitation? And we have some rules that we are going to share with you into the chat, but I'm going to mention it to you. So please listen. Suspend judgment as best as you can. Respect one another. Seek to understand rather than persuade. Invite and honor diverse opinions.
We are able to, learn.
Speak what has personal heart and meaning. And finally, go for honesty and depth without going on. So we will have more or less 30 minutes to do this, and we are going to put you into a breakout, and you will be there with the same group all the time. And we have a process. First, we need you to have a talking stick. Do you all have a talking stick? It can be this, it can be this, it can be this. Grab a talking stick, because who has the talking stick has the permission to talk. And we will do it in 4 rounds. So for the first round, the one who has the talking stick starts to talk and starts to express their opinion, feelings about the topic. So how can I facilitate a constructive communication? And then we go into circles. Everybody talks. It will take us more or less 7-8 minutes, 1 round. Everybody talks. Feel safe and have the possibility to share insights and opinions. Then we'll go to round 2. In round 2, we can go deeper into the conversation, and you can get more details, more info, so more 7 or 8 minutes. Then we'll go into round 3. Round 3 is open for open conversation. Who wants to talk, talks. Who doesn't want to talk, doesn't talk. So it's about respect, it's about talking, listening, you will know it. And at the end, the last 5 minutes, we will have round 4, in which we will invite you to think about your takeaways of the conversation and share with the rest of the group what are your thoughts. So 4 rounds, we will put this into the chat, and you will have 25 minutes in total to do this conversation. So the idea is to go deeper. Listen with respect, speak from the heart, don't judge, go with the flow. So this is our invitation for now. Please, Rangin, if you can put people into the breakout rooms, 4 or 5 people, and I hope you can go into deeper conversation. So let's extract some meaning. How can we in fact facilitate and promote a constructive communication, whatever that means. Maybe we can start asking, what is a good conversation? We can start thinking about what is a constructive communication, what's our role in it. So some ideas for you to debate. You can go. Okay, Rangin, are you ready? Hope you enjoy this conversation cafe. See you. So you can do your takeaways. Sandra is a newcomer. Sandra, can you hear us? No. Soraya, need is okay. So let's see if people come, because we are going to have a very interesting exercise. I'm suspicious, of course. Okay, welcome. Welcome back. Glad you came. And I'm very curious. I'm very curious to know what happened in those rooms. I hope you really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you could really go into a deeper conversation and how you can promote and facilitate constructive communications, and what does it mean to have a constructive communication. So, and just to remember that this is a facilitated session, so this is not a training, neither a masterclass on constructive communication. So that's why we are co-creating the session. I lead the process, you co-produce the content, and as soon as everybody comes, I'm sure everybody's coming, we now just need to collect all the information, all your takeaways. So I will invite you, please, to go into Mentimeter again. So I hope you can see my screen sharing, and please share with all of us your takeaways, your insights. So how can I facilitate a constructive communication? So what can you do in order to facilitate a constructive communication? And it can be by leading a group, when you are talking one-to-one. So what can you do to promote a good conversation, a good dialogue, what it's like to have a constructive communication? So let's have all your input, all your insights. We are going to share this document with you because this is now like a white book, a white ebook, and we are writing it now. So please feel free to share. For those who are coming now, I invite you to share in menti.com. Don't do this. Who is doing this? Please share. Go to menti.com and using the code 241452. Goal, if you can put it on the chat, maybe someone who doesn't have access to the code, I don't know. Go to menti.com and please introduce the code 241452. And let's see what we can have from the session, this output. Don't judge, ask open questions. So there are tools, there are techniques, and of course, digitally and the virtual world is complex. So we need to learn how to deal with these virtual techniques. But in fact, virtually or not, in the real world, we need to ask questions. We need to ask good questions. We need to listen and to understand what is actively listening. Being present, mindful, lovely, equal contribution, giving the opportunity to everybody to share, to contribute. Preparing a safe space, because when you don't have a safe space, people have fear. And when you have fear, you don't trust people, you don't trust in the environment, you don't share. So safety, this mental safety, it's quite important. Encourage sharing stories, telling stories, our personal stories, so people can really empathize with us. Deep listening. Yes, go deeper, not on the surface, go deeper. What else? Private stories. Make people feel important. Yes. Making people feeling heard. Feedback. Empathetic listening. Solution-oriented communication. Beautiful. What else? Accept the inner judgment voices. Oh, the inner voice. Oh, yes. What else? Connecting energetically. Yes, connection. It's all about the connection. And in fact, I'm sure you all have experienced during all this festival and even tomorrow that we can really connect. Even digitally, we can connect. We can be empathic. Be structured. Identify the shared purpose and align the objectives. It's all about alignment. Have something in common. You know that communication, to put something in common. So what's the intention of our communication? That needs to be clear. Curiosity, being curious. Yes. It's like the topic of this session. I'm sure you are all very curious. Did you hear about the black swan? So what is the black swan? Did you understand the metaphor for the black swan? How we just need to be open into something that sometimes isn't expected. Do you know that the first time that someone saw a black swan, it was on the 1697 in Australia. Before that, everybody believed that all the swans were white. But after that, people understood that sometimes there are things that we don't know. So we need to be open mind, eyes open, to observe and to get this possibility of being curious, because you are curious and then you can be creative, you can be empathic, you can really deal and go into a constructive communications. So it's about asking questions, like you said, asking good questions, open questions, encouraging others, bringing them into the conversation, creating a safe space, and listen. But are we really listening to each other? In this crazy world, in this crazy digital world, in these Zoomings that we are doing all the time, are we listening? Or are we assuming? I'm sure you all assume that the black swan was something like a book, like a movie. It could be anything. So the idea was to bring your imagination into this session. I will stop sharing now this. You can please continue contributing, because we will give you this information. But we really need to understand that to have a communication that is a deep communication, a constructive communication, we need to be present. So it's all about it, being present with all of our senses. Me, the others, and we create us, creating connections. And now we are going to understand if you are really, really listening. Do we, or can we not judge? Can we not assume things? That's the challenge that I'm going to put you. So please grab a piece of paper, white paper, some paper, and a pen, a pencil, because we are going to start drawing. Everybody has a paper, a piece of paper, yeah? All this conversation, so it's time to act, not just talk. So as soon as everybody has a piece of paper, a pencil or something, I'm going to give you a description of an animal. And it's not a black swan. No more black swans. No more surprises. Let's see. I'm going to give you a description and you are going to draw what you are listening. And let's see what happens. And Goli, you can also put this into the chat when I stop the description. That's okay? So it's an animal that you found largely in Africa. And it has a long tubular snoot. It's a nose shaped like a tube. I'm sure you have seen something like it, okay? A nose like a tube. It has small eyes, large ears, and a long tail. but legs are thin in comparison with the size of its body. It has gray-brown height. And finally, the last that I can say to you is that it has thick claws that can be used as digging tools. Don't show, Natasha, don't share. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Goldie, I don't know if you have already shared the description in all the chat. Okay, I just phase 2. Let's review the drawing. So you can find this animal in Africa. It has a nose shaped like a tube, tubular snoot, small eyes, legs that are thin when compared with the rest of the body, and it has a gray-brown height. Finally, last, it has thick claws that can be used like digging tools. Okay. So I will count to 3, and when I'll count to 3, I'm asking you to please share your drawing, and you can put it on the camera so we can appreciate. This is not about drawing, as you will notice. So please, 1, 2, 3, can you share? Oh my God, what is this? Natasha, can you put it closer? Okay, we just need everybody. I'm going to check page 2 of our Zooming. What is that, Jeff? I can see it. Oh, now, okay. Padma, come on, Laxman. Where's your drawing? Everybody needs to draw. This is the collective intelligence of the room. Can we take a picture? Can you take some pictures, some of you, so we can get this into print screens? Oh, so okay. You all are amazing artists. Besides great communicators, great listeners, you are great artists. So now the challenge is, please put on the chat the name of the animal. Can you put the name of the animal in the chat so we can see? Oh, Celeste, what have you done? Elephant, rhinoceros, elephant. Laura's asked, is it an elephant? Who draw an elephant? You can use the reaction, the button with who draw an elephant? Do you really think it's an elephant? Is it an elephant? Who doesn't think it's an elephant? It's human. Oh, maybe not. So now you are not so sure. How many of you thought at some point, maybe that part of nose is shaped like a tube, big ears? How many of you have heard a little voice saying, it's an elephant? Rita, stop talking. We know already it's an elephant. Is it or it's not an elephant? Who says it's not an elephant? Charu, Celeste. So, but if it's not an elephant, what is it? Is it a black swan? A white swan? Is it a unicorn? No. Soraya says she doesn't remember the name, but it's insects. Oh my God. It is what it is, Luis. It is what it is. And are you very curious to know what is it? I will let you know. But before, some reflection. We need to reflect. So why do you think that we have done this activity? You can put it on the chat. Why did you think we did this activity? I really need to understand your drawing style, right? No, Laura says it's about perceptions, assumption.
Active listening.
Oh yeah. And who did the actively listening? To see how quickly we judge. So people, you said constructive communication, it's about listening and this and that. And now you are all assuming that this is an elephant. You didn't listen to me. You assumed. You were very creative. Not you, Celeste, not you, of course. So, about the listening part. What does this activity show us about your listening skills? Maybe we all can do better. Can we just listen? Is it possible for us just listen, not assume, and don't judge? And about the internal voice. So some of you have mentioned the internal voice, the inner voice. How many of you think and heard your inner voice? This is an elephant. Earlier in the description that I was doing. And the challenge is, what about the internal voice in the digital communication? How is it compounded? Is it? And finally, what can we do to prevent that our inner voice are not taking us? And how can we do better? How can we prevent that the inner voice cannot do this from us? Are we hosts? What are we doing to ourselves? So we all hear voices, right? Do you hear voices? So I'm going to share with you. I'm sure you are very curious. Let me show with you what this is. Just let me share. Share the screen. And voila. Do you know what this is? This is not an elephant. Yes.
Armadillo, right?
Precisely. Yes. It's a hard work on theater. So
it is a micro elephant, the beginning of the elephant.
yes. So last exercise, my friends. What can we do? What is your commitment? Regarding all of this, what is your commitment? What can you do in order to improve? How can we do better? Is it possible for us to do better? How can we be better listeners?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to share with you for the last time the screen. And just 1 second. The code is the same, 2414. And I need you to, I'm going to share. If this works, it would be great. My commitment. So what is your commitment? This is a call to action. What can we start doing immediately in order to improve our constructive communication? This is a call to action to all of you. What can we do? Someone will listen more. What else? This is anonymous, don't be afraid, it's a safe space. Patience, so yes. All we need is just a little patience. No rush. We just need to rush because we have a session next to this one. So welcome the unwelcome. Expect the unexpected. How many of you will be searching for black swans, for something new, something unpredictable? How can we embrace the unknown? Take deep breath, of course, being present, being mindful. Sometimes we just need to breathe. Co-work with others. We don't need it. We don't need to do it by ourselves alone or by myself. Co-working, collaborating, listening. And some of you active listening, at least listen. 2 ears, 1 mouth. You can do it 80-20. Maybe it's an option. Conscious effort, precisely. How can we have a more conscious communication? What can we do to manage our inner voices? How can we do to pay attention to our emotions? Is that fear? Is that rage? Is that happiness? How can emotions contribute to improve communication, to get a more empathic communication? Understanding, not judging. Be appreciative, yes. Keep an open mind, your eyes open, all the senses. Enjoy the atmosphere. We can't control the context, but we can enjoy it, and we can say, what's in it for me about the context? It's about this little black swan that came to us this year, COVID-19. What can we do about it? We can't control it, but we can manage ourselves in order to understand what can we do with it. Maybe collaborating, searching for different opportunities, improving our cross-cultural communication like we are doing in here. Yes, clear, keep it simple. We all can communicate, and I'm sure we all can do better. I will keep this running, but just to close, like a small wrap up, and remembering that this was not a master class. That was not the intention. The intention today was to provoke you, to bring curiosity into the session. That's why the black swan, because if it's not about the black swan, maybe some of you didn't come. We all can do better. Our attention goes where we put our intention. Don't forget that. We can manage our attention. We can manage our focus. We can manage our communication. We can be present, ask questions, listen more, try to understand, not to judge, and listen till the end. Don't interrupt. Be kind. Be you. And like someone once told me, be you, but not so much. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you really enjoyed the session. I hope this could be helpful for you in our lives, not only as facilitators, but as human beings, because to communicate, it's something very natural for us. And each one of us has a story. Each one of us has stories to tell. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rita.
And go and spread the
Thank you,
word
Rita.
and communicate. Thank you so much for coming. Love from
Thank you very
Portugal.
much,
Thank you, Rita.
everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Wonderful session.
Thank you.
The next session starts in 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh God, be patient, don't rush. Remember, don't rush, be patient, keep calm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Adeus.
Thank
We can
you,
say
everyone.
bye-bye in all the languages. Can we do it? Adeus.
Hello.
Adeus in Portuguese.
Lara
How do you
Bata.
say it in India? Amita. Sahala. Sony.
Namaste.
Kef.
Dhanyavad.
Michelle. Sarita.
Namaste.
Sam. Namaste.
Namaste and Dhanyavad.
Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's go and be constructive.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Bye, Luis.